So Corbin was telling Casey he needs to get it, not Casey, but he was telling Sincere he needs to get it together. Like he was really annoyed at him with all that lying. Anaya went over to the boys or went over to Casey and apologized for getting in his face and said that he didn't deserve that. And she wouldn't like that. She didn't like when he did it to her. She wouldn't like it to be done to her, which is true. She did a lot there, so I think yeah, she was right to apologize. And I like Anaya, but she kind of gives brat to me, and I can be objective. She does. She gives brat. You can tell, just like when she was asking KC, when she was like, "Sam, but you didn't even say sorry. You never said sorry. You didn't apologize." And he apologized, and she's like, "Well, it was doesn't seem sincere, and it wasn't a sincere apology because you forced it, first of all, and why would you even?" Need his apology. Like, why would you need to make him apologize? You know what I mean? Or you make that request. If he doesn't apologize, he didn't apologize. He should have, but he should have done it because he wanted to. Like, it gave brat. So Anaya came back and told the girls that she apologized to Casey, and Tierra was telling her, he did tell us the good things. He did tell me some the good things about your relationship. It wasn't all bad and blah blah blah. And the girls hugged it out. And Tiara also said she could put herself in her shoes and she understands. But I still don't buy it because her personality, what she showed us, that's what it was, like the whole um laughing when they were laughing at Anaya, and also when they were laughing about Bryce and Trinity and when she was, and she's just mm. Casey was saying he wanted to talk to Anaya, and he does feel bad about what happened. Dylan, this dude, he was talking to the boys, and he was like, Gaul was like, I do think Case Kinsey likes you, and he said, I think she likes me too, but I also think she likes you, Corbin. I think she likes you, Caleb. I think she likes you, Gaul. And I'm like, well, dang, what are you doing here? What are you doing here, Dylan? Anaya is telling Kinsey that it looked really bad. It really did. And I wish the girls, I wish they stop with this. It looked bad, baby, baby, like calling each other baby, like whatever. But Kinsey does recognize that. I know she hates being told. Caitlin and Zach talking. She's like, why did you leave that out that Alana left early? And he was like, it doesn't matter because I was going to bring her back. But she's like, well, how do I know that? If she left day two, there would have been more, more stuff going on. I don't think he would have brought her back though, but he shouldn't have been trying to puff out his chest so much saying he could have brought her back, but he didn't. And also he must have been telling he told Kata that he had to force himself to kiss her, and she's like, you weren't forcing yourself to kiss her. I saw it." And he did admit that. At that point, he admitted, "Yeah, I downplayed that a little bit. Yeah, you did." But none of it matters because she said to him, he said to her, "Do you want me to sleep in soul ties with Sincere?" And she was like, "No, we're going to sleep together." So, all that was for naught. Carl is comforting Anaya and saying, you spoke your piece. And I wonder how he felt about all that stuff that's going on because he seems so zen. Dylan is talking to Caleb and he was like, I really want to pull back a little bit, but I know once we get in bed, I'm going to cave. I mean, okay, self awareness is great. Anaya's talking about how Carl comforted her, but Casey never once comforted her. He didn't, he didn't admit he was wrong. He didn't sit down and say sorry. He was so defensive. Again, he's gonna do what he's gonna do. You just need to do what you're gonna do. But it was so funny because when she was mentioning Carl, the production is funny. They pan to Carl and he's outside like releasing a butterfly into the night. Sincere said he's gonna lay on Melanie's side of the bed. I don't know why he didn't let her have the bed and he went out in soul ties. I thought they discussed that, the boys, but maybe she was just like, no, I'll go. This was funny. Melanie was getting the soul ties ready and she looked up and that owl was there and she's like, girl, you scared me. That I was like, okay. But she ended up leaving because she didn't want to, she thought the owl was gonna attack her at night. I mean, it would be creepy sleeping there and knowing that owl was there watching you. Zach was telling Katie, he was like, I was always going to come back to you. And she's like, you're perfect for me. So all that arguing was pointless. Sincere's talking about what he needs to do to get Melanie back. But we all know, I mean, in the words of Serena, it ain't going to take much. It ain't going to take shit. The girls are, it's the next morning, and the girls are talking about how they don't feel sorry for Casey, and they won't feel sorry for Casey. Gaul was making fun of Corbin, saying, "Corbin, you." Corbin was like, I found someone just as hot as me." Everybody gets breakfast. What is Trinity doing? Casey's talking to Corbin, and he was like, "You know what? Yeah, I was just saying crazy shit." And Corbin was like, "We both were." And he said, Casey said, she was saying stuff in her clips, but it wasn't nothing about me. And Corbin was like, "Yeah, it was nothing too crazy." So he wants to talk to her. He feels bad. He said he it was very cringy watching himself say the things that he said. Then they asked Caleb how's going with Jaden, and he said, he feels like they've plateaued and she's not affectionate. And I honestly forget they're there. Kata's sitting with Kenzie, and Kata tells Kenzie that, that was not a good look, and it was actually giving sincere. and she, and Trinity, or not Trinity, but Kenzie was like, I know it was. She said, I know it was bad, but I don't think it was given sincere. She said, because I didn't lie. She said, the only thing I lied about was the kiss, which she's got a little point there. Sincere is talking to Anaya and telling her, I feel like I could have been a better friend to you. I'm sorry I didn't speak up more for you when you weren't there. And he also was talking about he needs to fix things with Melanie. And Anaya was like, yeah, because pretty much it's like you just played everybody in here. And he said he feels like a piece of shit or something. And she said, you should feel like a piece of shit or something to that effect. Bryce is talking to Melanie, and everybody keeps trying to tell Melanie that he really likes her. I'm like, did we all watch the same movie night? Like, why are they telling her that? Just to be talking? She says she really doesn't know what she's going to do, which means she's going to take him back. Because there should be no doubt in her mind at this point. The two hot people are trying to get to know each other a little better, even though they already closed it off, so they're kind of backwards, but okay. The girls are getting ready, and Kenzie's like, I don't want any more drama. And Anaya was like, bitch, you are the drama. Why is he looking like that? But she's apologized to him for everything, and clearly he's going to take her back. Casey and Anaya finally talk, and he apologizes, and he tells her he's really sorry. He didn't mean to say those things. He hated watching himself say those things, and I really believe he did. And she accepted his apology. They hug it out. She gives him a hug. Remember last time she didn't want to give him one. And then everybody's like, "What happened with your chat?" And Tiara definitely asked what happened with the chat, because last time he talked to her, she was like, "Are you guys? Do you think you're gonna try to rekindle things or whatever?" And he was like, "No." She was a little worried, but you know, Melanie and Sincere talk, and he was telling her how he's a people pleaser, and he how he's being vulnerable. He had to announce that he's being vulnerable. I'm like, if you're gonna be vulnerable, just do it. But he was telling her how when he growing up, he was always a people pleaser. I believe he was, because some of the things he said, I know he said it because he knew the person wanted to hear it. But she said, well, that you and Soul, that wasn't people pleasing. What was that? You really liked her. So she clocked that. She's not buying it, and she told him she doesn't believe anything he's saying. But he's gonna keep trying. And again, Melanie always makes good points. She's like, if you care about someone, how could you hurt them? It doesn't make sense. I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, we know what you're going to do, Melanie, and you shouldn't. You should not take him back. But her face says it all. She's going to take him back. There's no doubt. So it's over, and they show for tomorrow night. And Ariana says that they are going to have, uh, is it a recoupling? And there will be I think she said a dumping, maybe not, but that's what's coming up next. Thank goodness, because we need to get some people out of there. There's too many people in there, and things need to happen. So we'll just see what happens next.